guys, my name is Crystal. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome old subscribers, welcome new. If you like my videos, please press the like button. Please do subscribe. Alexa, good morning.
Good morning, and happy birthday to the movie Toy Story, the first full-length computer animated film, which was released in 1995. To infinity and beyond.
Alexa, what's the time, please?
It's 9:40 a.m.
Right, guys, so we have one male cleaner in the building. One male cleaner. He's a foreign bloke. He's got black hair and a beard. Foreign guy, I'd say about his late 20s, early 30s, cleaning inside the flats. I am being pestered by some persons unknown. I don't know who they are. Somebody contacted me on Plenty of Fish, calling themselves Peter. He had a profile picture of a rather large Asian man with grey hair, and on first hearing his voice notes, he sounded like a very nice guy. Can I call you Velvet Rose? And oh, your voice sounds like an angel. And then he disappeared. Now I'm getting, because he said, we've talked, we've chatted, let's make the next move and the next step. And I said, right, I don't meet somebody just after meeting them once on a dating site. I said I wanted to keep chatting and getting to know you. And then he disappeared. So obviously he was just after one thing, like the rest of them on that dating site are just after one thing. He didn't get it, so he disappeared. So I started getting messages from Asian guys on Facebook last night, Mohammed, Ahmed, and if they can't get to you through dating sites or my YouTube by leaving comments or spreading rumours about me on that Tattle Life, now they've got my email address. They're contacting me through an email address now. Right, so what have we got here? KH, capital K, capital H. Pen pal. Hi, hope you are doing well. Just seen your posting. Are you still looking for a pen pal? Now it's the same person, pretending to be somebody else. And they're stalking me on dating sites, they're stalking me on Facebook, they're stalking me on Instagram. They actually send people to come and meet me. So let's go through this. Are you still looking for a pen pal? If so, if you are, it would be great to chat. I live in England. I'm looking to find some friends here. Going through a lot of stuff and could use some friends to chat with. I like reading, I enjoy current affairs and watching science fiction movies. Enjoy travelling overseas. Now he spelt travelling with one L, and that's how Americans spell travelling, with one L. So they enjoy travelling overseas. I'm looking for someone to chat with and connect with, hopefully. Some call me a hopeless romantic fool. Oh, and I'm half English and half Indian. Look forward to hearing from you. Take care, and the usual kiss. So they're making themselves known. Now, I'm not alarming anybody, but when some serial killers murder somebody, they leave a calling card. So they might put the body with the hands folded. So they might kill someone and leave the hands folded. They might leave a playing card by the body. This person keeps leaving kisses after their messages, their emails, and their communication with me. Right, and I believe they're sending people out to like come up to me on the street, like that Mark did last year on a Sunday, who said he'd seen my Instagram and he liked my YouTube videos. Someone sent him with a couple of plastic bags thinking I was going to invite him into my flat, and I didn't. No one's been in this flat apart from engineers to do the boiler, myself and family members. I haven't had a relationship in years. So we have a serial stalker that if they can't get through to you, if you don't answer them, they've got to find some way of communicating. And when this Nicole Carter, who hasn't got back to me yet about getting me into a cyber security site, you know, where people are grouped, she's not got, police have just closed the case, they've done nothing. So all I do is keep sending them emails, this has happened, that's happened, online reporting, that's happened, this has happened, this has happened, it's still going on, no one's doing anything about it. So what can you do? What can you, we've got a sex pest. They enjoy sex, they told me yesterday, they love sex. What, with old ladies, middle-aged women that have gone through trauma? What is this obsession with me? It's an unhealthy obsession, isn't it? Why can't they just leave you alone for one day? Why can't they get on with their life? Why have they got to contact me every single day when they know that I know it's them? Their calling card is an X. They're a nasty person. They don't want me to have a good day. They don't want me to have a happy life. They want to spoil it, to make it miserable, so I feel unsafe in my own home. The cleaners are foreign. Not one of them is English. I don't know what nationality they are. I'll ask them next time I see them, but they are not English. They're foreign. The cleaner at my other flat, who I wrote about in my diary, was called Karen, and my ex-partner said he fancied the cleaner, and she looked like a bloke. She had a very hoarse voice. She smoked cigarettes, and he said he fancied her. The cleaner at my old block of flats. Perhaps he likes women that look like men. Anyway, I haven't taken Max out for a walk yet. My mum hasn't rung. I'm waiting for the cleaner to leave the building. And I'm dressed like this, and then I'll be putting a bobble hat and a coat on. Every day it's sex, you know, and they you know, sex. They enjoy it. They like sex. They like watching older women get pestered by an old man that sticks his tongue down my throat. Those builders were up there watching on top of the roof of that building when he was doing it. And I had to walk past them when I came back. It goes on and on and on. I've told you in the previous video, I was forced to go on a government Go Train course, and I was sexually abused in the kitchen of Go Train. It's moved now. It was at the Sunlight, at Sunlight Pier. It's actually changed to where the court is. It's actually near the court. It's in the court building now. It was near the Sunlight Pier. I've met people off train stations thinking that they're genuine men from dating sites, and I've been sexually abused and assaulted and made fun of. It's not happening anymore. I'm by myself. The police need to find this person before well, I've already been hurt already numerous times. It's just ridiculous. You know, I just have to go outside. I have to stand tall, and I have to honestly go outside and have a look that says, "Don't you come near me." And of course I've got the dog, and the dog barks. He doesn't like, he's my dog and he protects me, and that's what dogs do to their owners, they protect them. So they don't like the dog. I told you one of the builders went like that. And the lady in the car said foreign men hit their dogs. Well, you're not hitting mine. So every day is like, you know, I go outside, I look like I'm okay, but inside my mind I'm thinking, well, where is this pest? Is he behind me? Is he one of the builders? Is he over there? Or is it someone in a different country that's trying to make out they live in England so that I'm afraid? It's awful. It really is awful. What can I do? I can only protect myself. But I'm waiting till this male cleaner leaves the building at the moment, because we're getting sexually explicit, rude messages. So I'm just waiting for him to leave. I'm not saying it's the cleaner, but you know, it's somebody that is thinks they're putting ideas in my head. So I go up to, they think I'm going to communicate with a man. Alexa, LBC Radio.
LBC London from Global Player.
Chips and Mars bar and a can of Coke for lunch. Well, when you think it was making tens of millions of dollars, I think they could probably run to a chocolate bar and a soft drink. Cliff in your Top Gear won't come back. There are no decent cars to test. Should be called Top Glide. Most new cars are electric. Actually, you could make the argument with the way the motor industry is going and people shifting to electric cars, a programme like that has possibly been never been more relevant, but there we are. Kieran's in Canterbury. Now, you're in the health and safety game, are you?
I am indeed, yes.
What attracted you to that?
Nothing, actually. I fell into it.
Is your job to always say no?
Well, this is the very point I wanted to make. So, no, it isn't.
Well, you just did.
Well, it is.
I just asked you, is your job always to say no? And you said no. So it is.
There you go. But in reality, and my convention and my way of working, which is probably against the grain of conventional health and safety consultants, is that actually the very legislation that's put in place nearly 50 years ago, Health and Safety at Work Act, was never about saying no. What it was about was saying that you have to manage risk, not zero it out. And knowing the culture of the BBC, and I think this is the real clue to why all of this has ended up like this, is that you've got BBC culture, which is probably very much geared around zeroing out risk, and that isn't what health and safety management is. And health and safety should never be a reason why anything is stopped. I've seen in the time. No, this is the problem. So it's about managing risk. So it's about looking at risk and thinking, how can we make something safer? But what happens all too often is that you get a lot of people that probably aren't necessarily competent.
Right. When I wanted one of my colleagues to be in fact, when I wanted to be tasered years ago, and I am too old, but then I said I wanted one of my colleagues to be tasered, health and safety said you can't do it in case you kill him. That was no way that could go forward. I wanted a man to experience what it's like to be tasered.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So the health and safety wouldn't say that you can't do that.
They did.
It's your choice. Yeah, but that's the problem. So it's people making decisions like that without looking at all of the risk management. Say again?
I can taser Henry.
If he gives consent and you've got risk protocols in place, yeah, absolutely. There was a chief constable that famously had himself tasered to demonstrate.
Exactly.
So it can be done. It's about putting proper risk management in place. But I think this is partly not just about health and safety. I think you've got two things here. You've got Top Gear and the BBC, and the two just don't mix anymore, because the BBC's culture now, as we know, Top Gear was very much about grown men acting immaturely, messing about, and it was an escape for a lot of people. Yeah, and being a male-orientated programme, and I know it's got a wide audience, including females as well, doesn't make it misogynistic. It's an escape. It's a laugh. It's having fun, and you don't need I get questions coming. I work in the property industry. I get people come to me and say, "Oh, we want to have a staff event on the roof terrace, but we've been told we can't do it because of health and safety." Now, ordinarily, a lot of people in my position say, "Oh no, people might get drunk, people might fall over the top." It's like, no, this is about managing the risk. People are responsible for their own health and safety. So employers have a responsibility to ensure that there are.
So how can you make a party on the roof? If you put crash barriers up or something, then you can have your party.
No, as long
You
as
see, you said no again.
No, as long as the roof is safe. If people decide to get so drunk that they fall off the side of the roof, the only fault is the person who's got ridiculously drunk and can't hold themselves.
Well,
And this is the great myth about health and safety management, is that it says no. Health and safety says you have to say no.
Let me. When I asked you how you got into it, you do remember you said you kind of fell into it. I just wonder why is that? Is it your job to say that you fell into health and safety?
I think it was because in the industry that I work in, it's governed very much by compliance and legislation. So they need people to be able to navigate through regulation and say, and make things possible. I spend probably more of my time now advising and consulting with people to say that actually you can do this. You just need to do it in this particular way. It's not okay. The easy way, the cheap way of doing it is just to say, well, it's just you need to say no, and then no one gets harmed, and that's it. And that's the problem. And this is where it's slipping. When you look at the original legislation, there is no part of it that says you can't do this. There are certain things that are banned, like working with lead or kind of being exposed to radiation, things like that. But it doesn't. There was nothing that actually says you can't do anything. You just got to manage the risk.
Kieran, I must leave it there for time reasons. Thank you for all your input, and be safe in the job you do. Last call on this.
Right, guys, I certainly wouldn't recommend tasering anyone. A taser is really dangerous. Nick Ferrari sounded full of beans. He sounded like he was on something. He sounded very, very happy and over the top, but I certainly wouldn't recommend anyone tasering anybody. See you later.